and she was a EVP of production at Warner Brothers. And then they ultimately placed me as a production management internship at Disney. At Disney, because it is such a large corporation, everything is very specialized is what I saw. Like at Disney, everyone has one single hat and they do that job very efficiently. When I'm like networking with somebody, I just like want to see how I can fit into their life and how I can like potentially serve them.
How is working for Jubilee? Like, what is that like, and how did you get that job?
I literally met the DP at a birthday party and he hired me on the spot. So
whose birthday party was it?
It was one of the directors for Jubilee, and I met her at another like birthday party event. They do games, like they do like the odd one out.
Oh, that's right.
games,
Yeah,
and I've done
yeah.
like the dating shows. Like that is so fun. That's like one of my favorite things to shoot because it's just like people having fun and like it's just watching like a video in real life and like you kind of know like who's gonna win and like who's who. So
Cece, welcome to the podcast.
Welcome to the show.
thank you guys for having me. Oh my goodness.
How would you describe yourself?
Well, you guys know me. I'm Cece. I'm currently a third year at USC studying film and television production. And like I think from a very young age, I was always very much involved in the arts. I did like dance, I did art and everything, and I did music. I was very involved in anything and everything to do with art, but I think at the center of it all was like film and video production. And since then at school I've developed a really strong foundation in like producing, production management, and both like I would say on set, on the ground, and also in a more corporate studio environment. So yeah, that's kind of where I am today, and I love to produce, write, and direct, and just be helpful to people and uplift creatives.
Awesome. Well, we're so excited to talk about you and your art and stuff. So, in film school, I feel like there's two types of people. One type is people who aren't really sure what they want to do with their film, and people who are just kind of trying to see what the film school brings them. And then there's other people who know exactly what they want out of film school and is kind of like a go-getter. And I feel like seeing a lot of the people I've met at USC Film School, you're one of the people who, I don't know, have very strong goals. And like, I feel like even since freshman year, you were on site. Like, you were on 310s crewing, you were interning in the summer, and you were just like making a lot of connections, And one of them was when you started working at like Disney and stuff. And I want to hear more about how you got that and how that experience was.
Yeah, so specifically talking about Disney and like kind of my experience at film school, I think like I won't say I had a very unique approach to film school, but like it was kind of a thing where I knew like it is something that what you put in is what you get out of it. I'm from Orange County, and like I'm sure you guys have talked to a lot of people from Orange County, and you guys probably know that there's like randomly a very specific niche of like very talented filmmakers that come from there because of this one program. So I already had quite a bit of like filmmaking experience when I got into film school. That being said, I knew that the real value of USC came from the people and like the connections that it could offer me. Basically, at an industry week event, there was like a speaker, Tamara Glover Park, and she was a EVP of production at Warner Brothers. I reached out to her after, and we just like hopped on a call, and then she was the one that recommended me the Television Academy internship. Took that information, applied to the internship, mentioned that she was the one that referred me, and went through that whole process. Like if you don't know the Television Academy internship, it's like kind of like a long process.
Yeah.
I remember I took like 8 hours to film my 5-minute interview video. Wow. I really tried hard. So like yeah, and then they ultimately placed me as a production management internship at Disney. And that's kind of a little bit about how I got there in the first place. But my experience there, like I learned a ton. Everyone was very welcoming. I have nothing but good things to say about that program.
What would you say is like the biggest difference between like working at a space like Disney or Television Academy versus like student sets? What would you say is the biggest, other than like just pure scale? Because obviously.
Yeah. I think like at Disney, because it is such a large corporation, everything is very specialized is what I saw. Like I think like on a student set or like at a smaller production company, people wear a lot of different hats. But at Disney, everyone has one single hat and they do that job very efficiently. And that's the biggest thing I noticed. I will also say like I had a really interesting experience because when I was at Disney, it was actually during the writer strikes. So like nothing was really being like made like in full swing. And so I think like it was a great time because everyone was like down to chat because they had nothing to do. And like I just really like talked to everybody there, and like everyone was really nice. So yeah, and I think I just really got to see how that kind of process, the scheduling, like post-production management, asset management, how that looks on a larger scale.
What was your role on this internship?
So my official title was like production management internship, but the specific department that I was in was kind of like production and post, and acquisitions. It was kind of like my direct supervisor was kind of like the head of a lot of different teams. So I'm really grateful for that because I was able to like shadow and like get an idea of everything. And like also like that was my exact title. Yeah.
What did you do in that role?
So like I mentioned, it was like during the writer's strike. So often I actually would just like network and talk to a lot of people, honestly, because they were very open to anyways, and people would stop by my cubicle and just chat with me a lot. But I think the biggest project that they assigned me, it's something I was doing like on the regular, was like editing like Disney's production handbooks. Basically, like every time they have a show, they have like this set of protocols. It's like this document that it's like 50, 60 pages long, and kind of details like a lot of list of contacts, like who to reach out to, how to book a soundstage, like very similar to like what I think like 310 might teach us, but like on a larger scale. So going through that, they had me basically update everything. So I would set up meetings with like legal team to make sure this was up to date, and like just kind of like, and I'll just kind of like go through very step by step about how a new show might be set up. Aside from that, like a lot of like inventory and tracking schedules, a lot of shadowing, sitting in on meetings, and yeah.
That's sick.
It was kind of a little bit ago, like it was maybe a year ago today. So like, it is a little bit further back.
No, but it looks sick from your Instagram posts and stuff.
Thank you.
It looks
Thank
like
you.
a cool internship. So, I mean, you talked about networking at your internship. Like,
Yes.
what's your approach to networking in general, and like, or even like at film school?
Yeah. I think networking, I just like to make friends, honestly, and I don't look at it as like something like what can I get out of this person. And I think like one of the reasons why I do like producing is helping other people. So when I'm like networking with somebody, I just like want to see how I can fit into their life and how I can like potentially serve them. So I know it sounds like corny, but like I don't know. I just feel slimy like approaching it any other way.
No, that's
a good answer.
how you're
I think
supposed to really.
Yeah.
I feel like the
be curious
feeling you
about
get,
people.
the feeling you get of like from being able to help someone
Yeah.
do what they want to do,
Definitely.
is such a great feeling. Yeah.
And now you have a job that is very different than networking and producing, which is camera operator for Jubilee.
Oh, I'm dead. Yeah.
How is working for Jubilee? Like, what is that like, and how did you get that job?
Guys, I wish I could tell you a funny story but I literally met the DP at a birthday party, like the main guy who managed all the camera ops at a birthday party, and he hired me on the spot. So
whose birthday party was it?
It was one of the directors for Jubilee, and I met her at another like birthday party event. So like I don't know.
Whose birthday was that?
Like I don't know. It was like that's how I got it. He was like, "Oh, I'm looking for people. Are you down?" And he was like, "You look like High End from New Jeans," and I was like, "Okay."
Like who?
Like this girl from New Jeans. I don't see it.
New Jeans?
What's New Jeans?
I think it's like a K-pop group.
Oh,
okay.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Maybe I'm getting it wrong. I don't know. But like he was just like, yeah, like are you free this weekend? And I was like, wait, yeah, I am.
That's
Wow, that's
sick.
cool.
So that's but also like to provide context, like I already knew a few. I was friends with a few of the other camera ops too.
Oh wow.
So like they're like, oh, I'll introduce you to Pat, and that's his name, and yeah, he was great. Pat, if you're watching this, hi. But like that's essentially how I got on, and it's really cool like being a camera operator for them because they have such like huge productions and very high impact, but they do so very efficiently and with a very small team. Right. I don't think I've ever seen more than 8 people on set for any of their videos, and that's including myself.
Wow.
So
that's sick.
yeah, it's like it's very like and I won't even say it's like it's very amazing to see like what they can do with like such a small team. Everyone there is like very, very talented, very creative, and very hardworking. So I just feel like I'm very lucky to be a part of that and to be surrounded by like that group of people.
Yeah.
Sick.
Do you see yourself more as like a hands-on person or like camera op or more like a producerial managing
I will say like
side of things?
I do like both, and I'm trying to find like a balance between the two, because as much as I do like producing and kind of like doing that behind the scenes work, like I love to be on set. Like I was on set quite a lot, and I still am on set quite a lot, and I really love it. So I don't know, that's just something I'm gonna have to keep like figuring out as time goes on.
What's your favorite part about being on set?
I think the people.
Yeah.
I love meeting people. I love helping people, and like I've always said, like if I'm not producing, directing, or like ADing, I guess my favorite role is to be a PA, because like you can just help so many people, and like I don't know, I have a lot of fun doing that.
And I think, it's because of that, like, love for helping people that, makes you so popular, too. I feel like that's why the living room was full when I went to your birthday party. Back to Jubilee, because I feel like every time I see you, that's what I talk about, because really, that's so sick. Like, I don't know. I haven't met anyone who, shot Ben Shapiro. Like, or with the camera, sorry.
That was funny, yeah.
But what is, like, something that you guys see that the viewers usually don't see?
I will say that, like, what you see that is recorded is, like, very, like, that's what I see, like, as a camera op is very similar to what people might see on YouTube. Like, it's not cut that much. Like, I think they do a great job of trying to, like, create an unbiased, just very, like, straightforward platform for people to say and, like, to share their opinions and stuff. And that's, like, their whole goal is, like, to offer spaces where people can interact and share their different diverse perspectives. And I think people think it's a lot more edited and dramatized than it is, but usually it's very honest, and I appreciate that.
What would you say is like the most fun part of being in that world?
Oh, I don't know, because like they do games, like they do like the odd one out.
Oh, that's right.
And
Yeah,
I've done like the dating shows. Like that is so fun. That's like one of my favorite things to shoot, because it's just like people having fun and like it's just watching like a video in real life, and like you kind of know like who's gonna win and like who's who. So like I think that's my favorite part. And also meeting people there, like so often like the cast will like have little conversations, but they're just curious about like what we do, and I'm always open to answer questions and like point them to the right person. And yeah, everyone is very nice and everyone's very talented. So yeah, I love the people. That's and meeting them.
Yeah.
That's like, I would love to crash another birthday party.
Yeah.
Like that. Outside of Jubilee and working at Disney, like you also do a lot of freelance producing gigs for different production companies. Like, talk about how that.
I guess like the one I'm working on right now, I'll talk about is I just finished like holding rehearsals for it. Is Awake. It's a short film directed by Angela Kim, and she's just finishing out her senior year at UCLA's Film School. We're like about to shoot this month with Elliot, and he's a grad from AFI, so it's like kind of like a crazy collab of like all of our schools. So I'm very excited for that. And like I think I'm really drawn to producing, because like I said, like it really is fulfilling for me to uplift creatives, and especially when like I believe that they're gonna do a great job, and like I believe that the story matters to them. Like I just want to be able to like hand them the resources and be like, okay, go make it. And how I kind of got connected with that project is I went to high school with Angela, and she went to UCLA, I went to USC. She's a year older than me, and she just reached back out. She said like, hey, like I seen your work, and I think we would be like great to work with each other, because we've known each other since high school. So that's kind of how that started. And most of like the producing stuff I do comes from a very similar spot, where people just like they need someone, and I'm open and available, and I say yes. So like, yeah, I will say like there's never been an application process or like a resume or an interview thing like for like these side projects. So yeah,
I mean, but your time is limited. How do you like pick the best project you think what makes you choose one project over another project if you had to?
A big factor is like the team. Do I think the director is like committed and like will be able to pull something like this off? And like, do they love it? Like, are they just, you know what I'm saying? Like, it should come from a place of like passion, especially at the student level. Like, you know what I mean? And then B, like the content itself. Like, do I resonate with it?
Yeah.
Do I like it? Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, do I have time for it? So that's another consideration to say. Because I think I've learned, like, one of the biggest things I've learned is to set boundaries with what I take on. Because I've been in situations where I've taken on too much. And
yeah, for sure.
that's, like, it's the worst feeling ever to disappoint someone when you are not able to, like,
Give it your
handle,
all.
right, and give 100%.
Yeah. What are some, over working through these different projects, what would you say is, like, the number one or number two quality that a good director has that really makes you feel like they're getting the work done?
I think, like, the first thing that comes to mind is just, like, passion for the project. I think, like, if the director does not like the project, like, what is, like, the whole point? You know, I mean, not to be, like, not to say that there's not projects where, like, that it shouldn't be made because the director's not into it, but I think, like, the director is meant to be, like, setting the tone, like, setting, like their vision, and so it's always the best feeling when you can tell the director really is putting a lot of effort into it. They may not have to love it. They may not have to love the content material, but I think as long as they show up and, like, put in the effort, I think that's, like, the most important thing to me.
That's awesome.
And you've been on a lot of sets, and you worked with a lot of people, and some people include Zach King. Love to hear what that was like.
Yeah, so like I said, like, a lot of, like, the freelance stuff I do truly is just through, like, people I know and stuff. So that was how I got connected to them. I'm trying to remember because it's been a long time. I was following this person, and she was from Orange County as well, and she posted on a story, I need someone to do wardrobe. And I think I was, like, in high school or something, and I was like, wait, I can do it. Like, and I'd never done wardrobe before in my life.
Yeah.
And she was like, she DM'd me back. She was like, can I FaceTime you? And I was like, oh my God. Okay. So, like, I mean, and then she, like, just gave me a rundown, and I was just like, yeah. Like, I can do it. And I had no idea what I was doing. I'd never done wardrobe or been on, like, a professional set at that point.
Yeah.
So, like, but, like, I just tried my best. Like, I remember I took, like, my, like, dance competition, like, duffel bag, which had a little, like, wardrobe rack, and I brought it to the set. And, like, I brought my own clothes. Like, I went shopping. I just, like, did all that I just did my best, I think. And I really took it seriously. So, and that just, like, put me in a position where they kept calling me back. And she introduced me to other people at the team, and they keep calling me back. So I won't say, like, I'm definitely, like, a freelancer. If they need someone, they'll call me in. But, like, I think I've developed a pretty good relationship with that team, and, like, and I always try to do my best every time I work with them. So yeah, and they're great. Like, they're so amazing too. Like, they very much inspire me.
And how is Zach? Like, what is he like?
Oh, he's so kind. He is so kind. I think he's such a great leader. He really cares about everything that he does, and you can really tell, like, despite having such a huge following across all his social media platforms, like, he cares about what he's making at the end of the day, even if, you know, he already has such a huge platform. Like, he really puts a lot of effort into everything.
That's great. And now, kind of pivoting to some of your own work, right? You made this film called Margo last year, probably around this time. No, you did it in the summer, actually, but last year around this time, you started doing pre-production for a film called Margo, and you guys went, like, all out with, like, the fundraising and everything.
Yes.
And I want to hear, like, how did you guys raise all that capital for your project?
Well, I'm sure you can talk about your capital too, because we were at the same time, and we were gonna do a collab. Well, I'm sure, like, you know, like, kind of what it was like then. Just, like, a ton of work. I think, like, I honestly, like, I never thought I would be able to raise, like, 10, 13K by myself. But, like, you kind of just you have to put yourself in that situation and just put yourself out there and, like, see what you're capable of. I think, like, I don't know, like, when I launched the Kickstarter, I wasn't like, yeah, I'm gonna make it. Like, I didn't have a plan. I was just like, I guess I have to make it now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I set a deadline and I posted on my Instagram and everybody's got to know if I failed. So like I feel like just putting yourself out there and like releasing your work or sharing what you're doing was a way for me to hold myself accountable.
Right.
Yeah.
What
So-
was something you learned from, afterwards, looking back?
My entrepreneurship professor said this once, and he was like, your network is your net worth.
Yeah.
So I think just like being mindful and like mindful of the people that you know and like not being afraid to call on your community for help, I think is one thing I learned, because everyone definitely showed up for me in ways that I'd never anticipated. So yeah.
What was it like working as a director now that you have producers on the project? Because the roles are kind of flipped, because you usually produce, and now you're the one who's setting the vision, writing the story, and you have this incredible team who's lifting you up. What was that like?
Yeah, I will say, like, I think one thing I appreciate about producing is that it is so actionable. Like, if you get a project, like, you can just set it up, like, immediately start going, But I think as a director, one thing I struggled with was kind of like, okay, I don't have to do anything right now. Like, not do anything, but it's like, I don't have to, like, call people right now. Or, like, I don't have to, like, I just need to focus on myself. And I think that's one thing I struggled with, because I appreciate, like, impact, and I find a lot of solace in structure and like just taking action and having the work be tangible. So that's one thing I think I struggled with a little bit, and something I learned is just to be able to trust your producers and like let them know that they are competent and going to work very hard, which also, shout out C, did a wonderful job. She's so talented, and Sona and Michaela and Kyler and my whole team, like, they really pulled through for me. And I think biggest thing I learned is just like, you can trust other people to do that, and they will show up for you.
Yeah, that's
That's
great. Awesome. And also, talking about other projects you've done, you recently, well, not that recent anymore, but directed the nomination video for the film festival.
I wonder what Ryan said about it. What did he say about it?
Well, he said, he liked the process of working with such a big team, and it kind of proved that he can do bigger projects. But I mean, you guys had vastly different projects, so we'd love to hear your thoughts on the pirate movie.
Oh yeah, the pirate movie. Yeah, I mean, I think like with every project, it was a huge learning experience, because I'm sure, like as Ryan said, it's that team is just huge, and like it has a lot of resources and I'm incredibly grateful to Film Ed and everyone over there for just trusting Alex and I with that whole team. And I think it was also a unique experience too, because I was able to co-direct, and I never really done that before, and I don't think Alex has really done that before either, but it honestly ended up working out very efficiently, because both of us were on the same page. And like when things got like, because as a director you're always just fielding questions from every department, and when things got kind of like a lot from one person, we could easily just split off and be like, okay, you do this, I do this, and delegate. And that was very, very like rewarding. But again, it is a huge project. I learned a ton from that, and like it was like probably like one of the most like sleepless, like stressful days that I've yet to experience. It was on like this boat in San Diego. We had an Airbnb, the whole crew was sleeping over. Like, it was so fun. It was so intense, but like I loved every moment of it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, I saw like a few stills from it, and it looked incredible.
Oh yes, but Jake shot it, and Jake is so kind and a great DP. He goes Chapman, so Sanjalco DP on Instagram.
Yeah,
I'm gonna plug everybody here.
He's Alex's go-to, right?
Yeah.
So
That's
love
awesome.
to meet him one day too.
Yes.
Well, I have met him because he was first AC on Hermit Crab, right?
Yes.
Oh,
He's
really?
very kind.
He was.
Shout out everybody.
Okay,
Shout out
that's right.
Daisy, who
Yeah.
did PD for that.
That's right, yeah.
Juto
Small
on
world.
Instagram. Yeah. Shout out everybody.
Shout out. That's
Yeah,
it.
small world. I mean, yeah. Juto was just on the show
Yeah.
last week.
No, her episode is so fun. Like, she's great.
She's great.
And well, it's on Alex's website, so I'm gonna watch that nomination video.
Oh my god, it's
after
40
this.
minutes long. I don't know if you want to
40 minutes?
Yes.
Which is crazy.
Wow.
Like, how many days did it take you to shoot that?
3, I think. But it did, like, we ended up, like, we ended up splitting into 2 units, which is why I mentioned the co-directing thing. Because it was just like, okay, like, we're running out of time, like, so what we need to do, Alex this, I do this, and it was just like so easy, and I have like nothing but good things to say
That's awesome.
about Alex too. So yeah, I'm very grateful to have him as my co-director.
Yeah, shout out Alex at Alex Glow. What's your favorite crafty?
Applesauce.
Really? That's crazy. Because I said the same thing for Darren's set. He was like, "What do you want for crafty?" And I said applesauce. Unfortunately, bro got the cup ones.
No.
And they didn't have spoons on set.
Bro, that's OD.
Oh,
That's
no.
like f***ing stupid, bro.
So
I'm sorry.
I was like trying to lick that shit.
Oh my god. No, applesauce is the best. I think it's like you can just squeeze it and it's yummy.
Right.
And it's not.
healthy
It doesn't
too.
make you feel like
Yeah.
like terrible.
Yeah,
Right.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your view on like fruit snacks?
They're fine. Welch's. It's Welch's. I don't like Mott's.
I don't like Mott's either.
I think Welch's is like the way to go.
Mott's always gets stuck in my teeth.
I
I'm
know.
like licking on it. For the
I'm like,
next
who likes
30
it?
minutes.
Like literally, who likes Mott's?
You
I
know
don't
what? Someone does. Because I had a conversation and they're like, I love Mott's.
I'm okay with both.
Who is it though? I don't know.
What about Wang Wang 雪饼 or Wang Wang 鲜贝? Do you not know what that is? No way.
What
It's
is
like
that?
the Chinese snack, the rice cake that's circular or like this shape.
It's like a Rice Krispie.
Rice crispy.
Cracker.
No way.
Wait,
They
I
have those in
think
China.
you showed me a photo. I know what it is, but I don't know. But I don't know
It's
what
like
it.
yellow. There's like yellow version that's long, and then there's like a white version that's the circular. You just bite on it.
You need to send me a photo. Oh, it's like a cracker,
Yeah. Like
rice cracker. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know the one that's like circular, like an oval.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Those are good.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're called though.
I think 鲜贝, right? Oh my god.
I don't remember. But those
I
are...
low-key just call them like rice crackers.
Yeah, no, they are rice crackers.
They're so
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Wait, so Cece, how often do you go on set usually?
Probably as often as like you do. Like I mean, we had 310, bro, and
I
then like
mean,
480, and
But
like.
because you were, I just asked this because you were talking about how you really like being on set. And
Oh, well, it depends on the time. Like nowadays, like sometimes I have like no set November. Like that was me. Like
Ooh.
because sometimes I just need to like chill. Like I
No,
need to like have a
honestly,
weekend and
I
like
feel
go
that.
home.
Totally.
you were on set in November though.
I was. I know. I didn't
Yeah.
really keep with it, but like I guess like if you were to say like a freshman year, like I was doing a lot of 310s, so
Yeah.
maybe like every weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously 310 and 480 just happened, so that was like another every weekend situation. But I don't know. Like if I had to put it, maybe like an average month, and there's like 4 weekends in a month, I would say maybe 2.
And you were AP on Just Friends or Frogs.
Frogs.
How was APing that?
Oh, so great. The team is very lovely, and like everyone.
Yeah.
I have nothing. I have nothing good but good things to say about everybody I worked with. So, yeah.
That's respectable. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm not even saying that like to be like not messy or whatever. Like, no, like everyone is great. I don't have any complaints.
I think at some point, like if you're on set a lot, like you just understand
Yeah.
what's needed to be done, and if that's the environment you're in, like it's really easy to work with each other. 'Cause
Yeah.
You kind of understand that
You
there's
can
gonna be
anticipate.
like anticipate problems that might arise,
Yeah.
and if they do arise, like you just have to know that everyone's just putting their best foot forward to get it done, and yeah, a lot of like positivity can come out of that, and that's kind of what you need on set anyways. So
So we're almost gonna be seniors. Looking back, what did you think the film school was worth it?
Ooh, interesting. I mean, I don't regret like any of my experiences here. I had a great time. Like I will say it's worth it, like in my personal growth, but I won't say film school serves everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it served me really well and like the type of person I am and like how I like to work though.
Yeah. What's your favorite part about the film school besides the people?
Well, it is the people though. Like I don't know if I
Yeah.
like anything else about it. Like I think and also like the equipment and like the resources and like the faculty, like but it really was just about the people and like it just creating an environment where it's so easy to be like, hey, can you be on set? And like you know who to call on set because
That's
like
right.
can't imagine like not having that like team of people like that are just willing to help you.
And so talking about that, right? As a producer, you're constantly getting people to be on set or like coordinating building teams and stuff. And obviously you need to know a lot of people. But when you know all these people, it's like a lot of times your mind can't remember everyone. Do you have like a system or like a strategy to, organize these people?
Not really. I feel like if I like someone now, I'll remember them. Or like
Yeah.
I try to like if I'm on set, I try to like meet everybody and like say hi to everybody.
No database.
I mean, but it
no
also is like 12
spreadsheet.
hours a day, like that you're spending
True.
with, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
it's like, and like also Instagram, I guess, is like a big thing. So I don't know. I wouldn't say I have a database or anything like that.
Cool. No, that's sick. Who's your favorite like professors at USC, you think?
Albert Napoli, he teaches the entrepreneurship class actually.
Oh,
And
you've been talking about that a lot.
Yeah, his one class like beat out a lot of SCA classes.
Wow. What was the class?
It was fundamentals of entrepreneurship.
I've heard a lot of good things about that class.
Yeah, with Albert
Yeah.
Napoli specifically, because he's an amazing teacher and like genuinely that class like very much impacted my life in a lot of different ways. I met a lot of new people that were kind of like-minded, because I do think like film and entertainment and art is very entrepreneurial.
Oh yeah.
So like I really resonated with a lot of the topics they were talking about. Like it's as opposed to like how to make a film good, it's just like I feel like that class really taught me about how to like start something. You know, and I think like screenwriting classes just kind of hone in the craft.
Right.
And entrepreneurship really teaches you how to even begin the craft and like get it up
Right.
on its feet.
Yeah. What are like the top 3 takeaways you would say?
I think like, to be fair, that class is very much oriented towards business majors.
Right. Yeah.
So, but like a lot of things was like knowing like your audience, like finding a niche, like, and delivering like finding a problem and finding a way to solve that pain.
Yeah.
And I think like a lot of these concepts and like are just very transferable. So yeah, I found a lot of great insight in that. And also I just think like seeing a class approach like a topic, like, you know, even though it was, like I said, it was a business class, I just took a lot of what the lessons and went to film. And I think like a business class just gives you a different perspective than what SCA can offer.
Yeah. Going off of that, like film can be really overwhelming sometimes, and that in certain times that's all you can think about. So other than business, like what are some ways you explore you as a creative or as a professional outside of the like SCA or filmmaking community?
Well, like I have to like remind everybody. I like to remind everybody that we're still in LA, and I think like there's a huge network of filmmakers out there that are not in film school that just packed up their stuff and moved here when they were 18. And like I have really, really like loved just reaching out to those people and talking to them, because I think like with film school, like there's a structure and like they teach you how to do a certain way, and like yes, it's like it is like USC's way, right? But like I think just I find a lot of joy in meeting, just talking with people that are not in USC, because they just approach creativity and like filmmaking such a completely like different way than I'm used to. So hearing that perspective is really like illuminating, I think. So yeah.
That's wonderful news. We had a friend of mine that I met freshman year who didn't go to film school and who's like a freelancer now, and he definitely has some like really fresh and interesting perspectives.
Yeah.
So
I love it so much.
Yeah.
What made you like become such a people like person, you know? Growing up, what was the influence for you?
I don't know, guys. I don't even consider myself that much of a people person. I just enjoy what I enjoy. So I can't say there was like something that made me learn to be this way. I think I just like find happiness in that.
Is there a reason why you like telling stories?
I don't know. Like, 'cause I think it's like one of those things I've always done. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm sure like if I asked you guys like what would you like about film? Like there would be like things I like about it, but I'm like, why? Then it's just kind of like very natural and inherent. So yeah.
Was that like from like a young age or?
Yeah, I low-key would do this. Like I've been, well, I guess like the start of it all was when my 6th grade teacher wrote a grant to start teaching videography. And like,
nice.
yeah, we won the lottery randomly. And so they painted our classroom wall green, and like that just kind of started when I was in 6th grade.
6th grade?
Yeah.
That's sick. This is a question from our class for 50. But is there a certain time frame that if you weren't able to achieve what you want to achieve, that you would pivot as a career?
I don't know. I don't think I have an answer for that, because I don't think there should be. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't think it's right to set deadlines on accomplishments, because I think accomplishments and success, for me at least, is so much more based in how I feel as opposed to what I've actually done on a resume.
That's
so
true, yeah.
If I'm at a place where I feel like I accomplished and I feel good about that, no matter what it is, I don't know. Does that make sense? I just don't think like putting a
You would
deadline.
do it for the rest of your life.
Yeah, like I think exactly putting a deadline on accomplishments when I view success as such an intangible concept.
That's a totally valid answer. I feel like I struggle with that a lot personally. Or like, what is the idea of like making it? What is the mark? Because like, do I stop when I achieve? It's so hard to like totally quantify.
Yeah, I think for me, I think like it's hard. Like everyone defines success in different ways, but for me, it's like more of a feeling. So.
Yeah. What is that feeling? Is there a description?
It's just like when you feel like happy and like fulfilled, and like if I'm consistently feeling that way with my work and like the people that I'm surrounding myself by and like what I'm doing, then I think that's success for me.
Great.
I don't really need anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are like some other mediums that you enjoy? Like either it's reading or painting, like some medium other than film.
I love to dance. I mean, I grew up dancing, so
what kind of dance?
I just think it's hella fun. Anything. Like I don't know.
Anything?
Like I'll take my sister's. Like my sister is a really big dancer. She's like a competitive team at UCLA.
Oh.
So over the summer we'll like take classes together.
That's
so
cool.
yeah, it's just fun. Like I said, I've done a lot of art like since I was little. So still enjoy piano. Yeah, I love listening to music a lot. So
music, yeah.
That's a huge thing.
I remember that one time when you hijacked my TV during the party.
Oh yeah, that's
I was
funny.
so confused for 10 minutes, and I'm so glad you did, because I'm like, I don't know what people listen to.
Yes, I like how you're matching. Is that purposeful?
Oh, no, we are. I actually didn't realize that.
We are in sync, you know.
Yeah.
Cece, something we do on this podcast is the previous guest would leave the current guest a question.
Ooh. Very interesting. Okay, go on.
And previous guest asked, what is your current iPhone wallpaper?
Oh, I'm dead. Okay. I'm on D&D, so let me turn it off. It's like, it's an apple juice.
Oh,
Ooh.
why?
I love
that?
apple juice. Doesn't this look like liquid gold? It's so good. Like, I took this photo, I was like, this is like the most beautiful, like crisp, delicious looking drink ever.
Yeah.
Like, don't you want to just drink it?
Well, what's on the inside?
Oh, it's still apple juice.
Wow.
Dedicated fan of apple juice.
I'm a big
What do you
fan
think of orange
Martinelli's.
juice?
Orange juice is like fine, but Martinelli specifically, like I love Martinelli's.
You know,
It's
there's
like
that
liquid
apple,
gold.
There's that apple juice where you can bite on it and it makes
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's the
That's
same
the
brand.
one?
That's the same brand.
Oh my God.
But it just looks so beautiful in that moment. I think I took this in like Seattle or something. Yeah, I was in Seattle. It was so beautiful.
You should make a short film
And I have
about that.
Yeah.
Look, I have another apple juice.
Oh, that's the biting one, right?
Yeah, it's a biting one.
That's
and then I have like, yeah, I don't need to reveal all of them, but like, bro, like I have I have a shooting schedule. Hey, this is a good tip.
Yeah.
Like it's helpful.
Honestly,
to put,
yeah.
Yeah, so then you can just be
Yeah.
like, what time is it, and see if it matches up if you have a shooting schedule.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
this is
shoot.
Jenna, Cece, and Arin arrive at Jenna's house to load in. Like this is for
That
3:10.
is really smart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, speaking of like organizing as a producer, because that's very important, right? Because you're always on projects.
Yes.
How do you organize and like stay organized?
Google Calendar.
Mm.
I was telling you, I was like, if it's not in the GCal, it's not real. So
Why
Wow.
Gcal, not Apple?
Yeah,
Calendar?
I'm thinking the same thing.
I
What's the
love
difference?
Google Calendar. I don't know. I just never got into Apple Calendar, and also
Okay.
I appreciate how you can like share your calendar with other people on Google Calendar.
Might just be a
Appreciate it.
Might just
personal
be
preference.
personal preference,
Yeah,
but
just
yeah.
habit. You just get used to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I should. Because I feel like
You can like
everyone...
invite people. They can say yes or no versus via their email. Like
right.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I also appreciate about it.
That is smart. Maybe that's something to look into.
Yeah.
Do you have a to-do list?
Yeah, kind of. I have like a notebook that I like write everything in.
Oh.
So yeah,
Do you journal?
I do a lot.
About what, usually?
Everything.
Just like your emotions?
I've kept one since I was like 5 or 6 actually.
Wow, that's dedication.
Yeah.
I started when I was like 19.
Oh,
or
really?
18, yeah.
No,
Kinda late.
it's like this. It's like
Oh, that's
this.
nice.
The stack is like huge.
I wish I started doing that because like when you're in your 30s and 40s,
Yes.
you look back to when you were like a
kid.
6-year-old or a 7-year-old and you see just how much you've grown.
Yeah. And
Oh, I wish I
it's,
did that,
really
but,
interesting
yeah.
to see.
Wait, so back to on set, because, you know, a lot of times when I'm on set, I'm so drained, you know, like I don't know how people who love being on set do it sometimes. And I'm just curious, like, what do you do to stay motivated and just like fresh on set because it's 12-hour days.
Well, I will say it's not that I don't get drained. Like I'll get so tired too. Like
Yeah.
But like, I mean, like with every good thing, like comes with a cost. So like I don't know. I won't say like I don't get tired at all. I won't say I'm like loving every single second of it. Of course, there's going to be like challenging parts, but I think like just knowing that everyone's with you and doing it, like you're not the only one going through it, like just means a lot, you know?
Yeah, that's true. And to the people who are aspiring freelance producers, what advice do you have for them?
Treat every like opportunity as the interview for your next.
That's great
good.
philosophy.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Someone told me that once.
Yeah.
I forget who, but it's really stuck with me.
See, even the fact that you're willing to credit them, you know, I would have just thought that was a Cece original.
No,
quote.
it's not me, guys. Someone told me that on set, and they're like, every time you're on set, every time you're meeting someone, it's a job interview. And it feels like, well, not necessarily, and I feel like that gives a lot of pressure, but like, you know, like it is true. Like just do your best, show up, and see what happens. So yeah.
If you had the attention of the whole world for 1 minute, what would you say or show?
I would show them just something like happy and funny to brighten everybody's day. Yeah.
That's sick. And
What have other people said?
What have people said?
What have people
I
said?
think a lot of them are very abstract because it's hard to
Yeah.
like actually concrete and find like the one thing to say.
Because
or
not
show.
everyone would be able to understand me. Like, if I'm
Yeah.
speaking English, they'll be like, "What are you talking about?" You know, like.
No, that makes sense.
So I would show them a little like, I would be like, and I would show them
the apple
a
juice.
video.
Craziest ad for an apple juice.
I know. I would show them. No, I wouldn't show them apple juice. I would just show them like a video or something like visual and universally understandable to like make just brighten everybody's day. That's it.
That's
sick.
cool.
Cece, what do you want your audience of your work to take out from your work? Like, what do you want them to get from your work?
The fact that like filmmaking and creating is a miracle in itself, and the fact that anything gets done is it's crazy. And I hope people understand like how wonderful it is that a group of people came together to make something.
Great. Well,
Yeah.
Cece, thank you so much for coming on our podcast. It was so great talking to you, and
course.
excited to see where you go next with your
Likewise.
projects.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on.
Great.
Of course. Thanks for listening.